So guys, you're welcome. This session is being recorded. We can now have a session on AI tools. Before you came, we were basically having a conversation, and I was just trying to show the team what I worked on when the president put off the internet. I was working from home, and I think Akili was here to witness these things when I was trying to create them. But today I have a very big kind of group of people in the industry. So I don't have to suffer to write a full system from start to the end. I basically come up with a logic. I come up with how it should be developed up to the end, more like a roadmap or the entire kind of design. And my teams can help me get it to the end. So thank you. I think Evans take the mic and we see how we roll. I think we shall go up to should be 1.5 hours. Yeah, thank you. To you.
Okay, thanks so much, Mr. Edson. All right, let me share my screen. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our engineering training sprint. So, if you can hear me, drop an emoji or just a simple audio output. Okay, thanks. So, are you guys able to view my screen?
No, yeah, I think you're sharing the same window with our names.
Oh, so you're not viewing my slide?
No, not yet.
Okay. So about now,
Yeah, still we are seeing the same thing, our names. Yeah, I think the slide has come. If you can make it full screen, it can now disappear.
and now,
Yeah, it's there. You can try to do a slideshow so that it's full screen. You can do a slideshow, presentation mode, sorry,
how is that?
and not yet. Um, you could go up where the slideshow. Slideshow. Yeah, then you
No,
can
like,
start at the beginning if you want to. On the side, there is from beginning. Yeah,
so
nice. Yeah, it's
are
perfect.
you able?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Okay. Now let's dive in. Okay. My name is Evans Rothomio. I'm a software engineer embedded in systems architecture, cloud infrastructure pipelines, and agentic AI ecosystems. All right. I'll start with a simple story, something that happened actually last week. So earlier on last week, I received a phone call from a friend, actually an OB, requesting me to help him design an invitation card for a ceremony they are planning to hold in remembrance of their granddad. Now, I'm not someone who is into graphics designing and all that, but I couldn't let that opportunity slide simply because of AI. Now, after this session, I wouldn't want any of you to also let such opportunities slide because with AI, I believe right now you can do anything technical. That's if you also have the knowledge behind this technicality of all this kind of stuff. All right. So today's session is titled Training on Agentic AI Tools and System Architecture. So I'd planned for this session to take 2 hours, but nevertheless, whether it takes less than that or more, still fine. The goal is you getting to know what I'm about to present. Now, in this whole session, we are going to reverse engineer a production-ready full-stack school management system. Now, we will look under the hood of how this platform maps out complex role databases, manages distinct dashboards for admins and teachers, and secures data loops. So now my goal by the end of this call is to permanently upgrade you how you approach software engineering. Now what we are doing here is we are transitioning your role from a manual code writer, like writing code line by line, to orchestrating autonomous AI layers. Okay. So before we talk about the tools, we must align on foundational reality. Now, what artificial intelligence actually is. Now, modern generative AI does not possess consciousness. It does not think and it does not magically know facts. Now, what I mean by this is that AI doesn't think, it doesn't know what humans know. It's actually humans actually wiser or brighter than AI. It's us who give AI, and it's us who make AI know what it actually knows at this moment. So nobody should think AI is brighter than him or her in that sense. Now, these large language modules have processed billions of lines of existing human sources, syntax structures, technical documentations. Now, when you submit a prompt to an AI, the system evaluates your input context and computes the absolute highest mathematical probability of what the next token is. Now, the next line of code or the next layout pixel should look like. Now, it's a mirror of established human knowledge. It requires an architect to direct its execution. Now, AI builds on whatever you have given it. That's why we have this term of hallucinating. So, I believe we have all interacted with different AIs. So I assume even what I'm about to discuss with all of you here, uh, some of you know it, some actually know more than what I'm going to tell them. But leaving all that aside, we are building from scratch. Yeah, that's the whole purpose of this thing. So whether you know or you moderately know, you're intermediate or you're an expert in this, it doesn't really matter here. We are starting from scratch, and yeah, we shall see how to build something. All right. Now, what are some of the advantages of AI in engineering? Now, velocity, it completely destroys blank page syndrome. Now, you should never again waste hours manually typing out repetitive SQL tables, initializing boilerplate routines, and so on. That's why we have AI in this. I mean, we have AI in this whole era. Now, whatever I'm taking you through isn't really the main purpose of this session, but I'm just giving you a brief overview of what AI actually does and what it actually is. So that's why I'm being fast on it. We shall dive in into the real thing. Now, that's the disadvantage and dangerous traps of AI. Those are some of them. Hallucinations, as I spoke about, it brings what we call a cognitive lazy trap. Now, most people rely on AI. They let AI do everything, and in this era, AI is building lazy developers. In other words, people no longer think, apply critical knowledge in whatever they are doing, since they assume AI will do all that for them. Then we also have security data leaks. Uh, my colleague Ashley Cole spoke about that earlier on, where most times you shouldn't just paste your API keys like directly into these cloud platforms, all these agentic AI IDEs and all those, because at times if you're building a system, the main actually some of the main criteria we follow when building a system is the security. Yeah, security. Then you have the golden rule: treat AI like a brilliant assistant with infinite reading knowledge but zero real world experience. Audit every day. So as I spoke earlier, AI shouldn't be the person actually shouldn't be that thing doing everything for you, but it should basically be an assistant. You know how you're reading for a paper, or you're doing your homework, say you're doing your homework, then aside you have a textbook just to refer to it. So that's how you should use AI. All right. So now we are going to now I want us to navigate this landscape. We categorize modern AI engineering ecosystem into 6 distinct structure pillars, and let's stress them out. Now, before I continue with all this, what you should know is my session won't be. I won't first present the slides. I'll be switching tabs from slides to the actual tabs, maybe demonstrating what I'm going to build. And I thought of coming up with a case study, a project that I actually worked on with my team, the Aarons, Ashley, and the rest, just to demonstrate how we came up with something. Yeah, this is something we built with assistance of AI, and we used various AI tools to build this. So I thought it would actually help you understand further and know where I'm actually coming from, and not just hallucinate around different info I'm giving you. Now we have a logic and diagram as code engines. Now Gemini outputs, then draw dot Gemini outputs in a way that you can give Gemini a prompt. Let's say you're brainstorming on something, or you have an idea but you don't actually know how to bring it out, and it's just there, like you don't know how to bring it out properly. You would hope you'd get help from Gemini or any other AI, but specifically let me Gemini, ChatGPT, we have Perplexity, those different tools, DeepSeek, and all that to help you research. Yeah. So taking an example of a system. Now, when you're coming up with a system or building a system, you follow the SDLC, the System Development Life Cycle. So, if you attended the session earlier on, you must have heard about that. My colleague mentioned it somewhere. The System Development Life Cycle. Yeah. Now, in the System Development Life Cycle, we have the planning phase. Now, in the planning phase, this is where we come up with different diagrams like the DFDs, uh, the system architecture, the ERDs, and all those. Now, those help us build, actually, those lay the foundation of the system. You understand? They lay the foundation of the system. And back, I think some few years back, before actually AI evolving, people would actually sit for months coming up with these different diagrams I'm talking about, the DFDs, the ERDs, and all those. But in this era we are in, you can do that in less than 2 hours, and you've come up with something that is, yeah, legit and looks professional. Now that's the power of AI in this. Are we still together? Hello? Okay. Now, I'm for instance, okay, I've spoken about all coming up with the different diagrams and all those, and Gemini can help you generate an XML code. Now, with this XML code, this will be pasted into uh, a canvas. Now, we have different canvases. We have draw.io, we have eraser.io, and yeah, all this will be seen practical when I'm demonstrating the system we came up with. So right now it may all sound generic because you haven't really interacted with it. Those who are new in the whole thing, yeah. Then we have this other section too: zero hallucination and RAG. Now I want to bring this in the manner of assuming I picked any of you interns and I wanted to bring you into this project that I built with these guys. I know the first thing will be like, you're confused, you don't know where to start from. You'll be like asking me questions, you know, asking me questions. But we actually have an AI tool that will help solve this. It's called Notebook LM. Those that have interacted with it actually know the magic it does. Now, Notebook LM is a tool. It's actually a Google tool. Yeah, it's a Google tool, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, actually, I'm confident about it. It's a Google tool. Yeah. So this is where you post, you can upload content of anything. So let's take for instance the projects I'm talking about here. You would go and get the README of this project, because a README is basically a whole overview of what the project is all about: the architecture, the developers, the frameworks, the languages used, all that, and you paste it into Notebook LM. And trust me, within in less than, actually it summarizes all this, and it makes you understand everything in less than even an hour. Something that you take weeks trying to understand, or even a month, but with Notebook LM you understand this in less than an hour. It helped me when I participated in the Hawaii National ICT competition. Yeah, represented Uganda at the national levels. And we joined this late. Actually, we got to know about it late. But with Notebook LM, yeah, it helped us summarize all those, and yeah, at some point we succeeded. Up to somewhere. Then we have the marketing automation, and now skip leaving phase 2, going to phase 3. We have the meeting automation and stakeholder ops. Now, in this field of tech, most times when you, let me say you've come up with a system. Yeah, you've come up with a system. Now you're trying to present it to your stakeholders, to your bosses who don't understand anything technical. Hmm? They don't know anything. They don't know about the DFDs, the all those kind of stuff. Now it becomes hard creating PowerPoints for all this. Trust me, you'd even take a week trying to come up with a PowerPoint. Actually, if you're doing it manually, coming up with a professional and well-detailed PowerPoint to present. But we have an AI that actually helps you do that. And yeah, there is Gamma. We have Notion. Now, Notion doesn't necessarily help you only in Notion doesn't necessarily help you in generation of slides. It also helps you in management. Yeah. It helps you in management. You can schedule your programs and yeah, basically that there's a lot to know about AI. Some to save time and all that. I'll just give you an overview of everything. Okay. Now we have there's I came up with the three iron laws of our workspace. Yeah, I came up with the three iron laws of our workspace. Now this is according to me. Now you can you might meet any other mentor or any other AI trainer, someone maybe deep into AI, and they also have their own laws they follow. But this is basically what I follow while using AI to build my different systems or those that I feature in. Now, law one, I term it as copilot, not autopilot. What I mean by this is that you are the driver. If an AI script breaks production, the AI wrote it is a firing offense. You must understand and defend every line you commit. What I mean by this is let's assume you came up with a system. Of course, you were tasked to build a certain system. Let me say a finance management system for a company you're working in. So of course you go into AI and let AI do everything, like literally everything. Now, because at some point you were careless with whatever you are doing, like I don't mean careless in an offensive way, but yeah, you are careless with whatever you are doing. Uh, let me say you pasted the open epic API keys into the IDEs, then for some reason the company's data leaks. Of course, your bosses will be tough on you. They'll be hard on you, and you won't give an excuse of AI wrote it. Nah, it's actually who did it. That's why you should revise every step AI gives you, every line of feedback AI gives you. You should revise and understand it. You get, because AI can be 100% wrong and 100% confident. Yeah. Then never skip the struggle. Spend at least 5 minutes breaking down a compiler error or stack trace yourself before pasting it into a tool. Build real engaging intuition. Now, this basically relates to what I was saying. Most people, all of us love comfort. And when someone finds something that gives them comfort, they tend to relax and yeah, sit back and let this thing do everything. Yeah? That's why you find most of these rich men at times buy autonomous vehicles, autonomous cars, something that you just sit, direct it, and you don't have to flex your muscles, turning the steering wheel, the clutch, and all that. Yeah. But with AI, it's different. Trust me, most times when you're building something using AI, it will give you an error. Now, since you're someone who loves comfort, you could tell it, you know what, prompt it and be like, fix this error. Nah, that's not how things are done. Now, it may show that it just fixed the error, but this is actually, it hasn't actually fixed the error. It has just corrected what it thinks is correct. Now, you as the person prompting it, as the systems engineer, you should have knowledge about whatever you're building. Prompt it and be like, do this, this, and this to correct this. And with this, you come up with something solid and legit. Then we have total transparency as the third law. Now, using AI tools to accelerate builds is highly encouraged, provided you can defend the architecture perfectly during code review. Yeah. Now, this this is self-explanatory. Whatever code AI gives you, be able to defend it, be able to explain it. Yeah. So you're doing software engineering, IT, whatever you're doing, whichever course you're doing, uh, you build something using AI, but you can't explain what AI built. You understand? You can't explain what AI built. So what I mean is that be able to explain everything. That's why you have to have the knowledge on the JavaScript, the HTML, the CSS, and all that. By the AI can do all the version controls you guys were learning earlier on. It's just a matter of telling it push, pull, and you don't have to type in terminal. But how can you now about how will you be able to tell it to push and pull if you don't have background knowledge about all that? You understand? So you should be able to defend whatever AI has built for you. Are we still together? Hello. Okay. All right. Now this is the part, the case study. Now this one I'm going to substitute the slides. I'll be switching into tabs. Substitute the slides with what? With the different tabs I opened to show you. Now here I centered we centered ourselves to using specific AI tools that we feel are the best based on the research we made, and we feel can help you build something legit and manageable. Now, leaving all the others I spoke about, we shall center on specific AI tools to build this school management system. Now, before anything else, let me see if I got it here. Okay. Now, this is the financial dashboard of the school management system. I remember this is the page, this is the port I worked on. I worked on the finance office. That's why I'm logged in as the finance officer. Now, when I was asked to build this, I didn't just start writing raw code. I didn't open VS Code and started writing code using my knowledge of HTML, CSS to design all this JavaScript and all that. Nah. And I didn't just go to anti-gravity, the IDE that actually helps me in the web development, or to build this and told it build for me this, and it came up with this. Nah, everything was a step-by-step process. All right. Now we had the phase one, data architecture and blueprint. Okay. The school management system, a complex multi-role full stack application managing admin, teacher, student, and parent portals with gradebook, integrity, real-time fee ledgers, and access control. Now, those are some of the portals that were in this system, but I think I'll be able to demonstrate what I have to show you guys here based on using the portal I have at this moment, the finance portal. Yeah, to actually show you everything. Okay. Now, phase one was the data architecture and blueprinting. Now, never write tables without mapping DFDs first. Prompt Gemini to generate structured XML or diagram as code markdown, then paste it directly into draw.io or Eraser to instantly render editable ERDs. Now, some of you may not actually know how, may not know how XML code actually looks like. Let me get you a simple snippet of what XML code is. So yeah, this is XML code. Now this was my prompt. I did this just for demonstration. And I told Gemini, generate a simple XML code for a DFD for me. Now it generated this XML code. Now this is XML code. So what you do after getting this XML code, you copy it. So when you copy it, you come to draw.io. So now this is our draw.io. This is the canvas. the squares you're seeing around us with the page and all that, we call this a canvas, this whole black interface. So that's a canvas. So what you simply do is paste that, what you simply do is paste that code. So when you paste that code, what it will do is that it will generate a diagram for you instantly. I'm sorry, it's bringing, when I paste it, actually paste the code itself. I think I'll have to do some settings for that for it to bring the diagram. But yeah, it automatically displays a DFD, a data flow diagram for you. Now, I'm not about okay. I'll not go deep into these DFDs, the ERDs, and all that, explaining what they are. It's not the purpose of the session, but just explaining to you how you can actually come up with these. Okay. Now that's the power of Gemini and Draw.io. So as a system analyst and a software builder, that's what you should have first. That's what you should do first, actually. Now, you don't do it the way I did, that you just go and type in generate XML code for me for a DFD. Now you should have history with it for it to actually bring what you want, for it to actually generate XML code that will produce a diagram of what you want. You understand? Yeah, you should have history. So if you have a student portal where students can upload their work, lecturers can upload results, can mark from the platform themselves, the admin, okay, the different roles of the DF, the different roles of the system, all that should be prompted within Gemini. So I'm being specific on Gemini because I feel in fact, it's my best friend if it comes to AI. Yeah, I interact with it a lot. That's why I have a large history with AI. I mean, a large history with Gemini. Can show you this. So that's all my history with Gemini. I interact with it a lot. Yeah. So that's what that's a power of Gemini and XM and Draw.io. Prompt Gemini give you an XML code, paste it into Draw.io, copy that code and paste it into Draw.io or Eraser.io, and all this, and the diagram will be generated automatically. Now I know someone may be asking themselves how they can actually get to these platforms. Now you can have a desktop icon of this platform, or you can access them from the browser, like as I did here. Actually access them from, that's why I have different tabs opened. I don't like having my desktop crowded, different applications. Okay, that part is done. So we go to the high fidelity UI prototyping. Now map typography hierarchies, layout grids, and padding tokens in Figma or Google Stitch. Now build complete visual mockups of the teacher grading interface and student fee ledger as a pixel perfect development blueprint. Now, what do I mean by this? At some point, I'll be showing you. Sorry. All right. So as I was telling you, at some point I'll be showing you how. Okay, we shall be bringing in the different tools that I use, anti-gravity and all those. So how did I actually come up with this dashboard, the UI you're seeing on your screen right now? So I built this using Google Stitch, and this is how, as it is. You can access it from their website. You go to the official website, just type Google Stitch AI, type and sign up. sign up if you don't have an account, or you sign in if you have one, and it will bring you to this UI you're actually seeing. So from here, what I did is I prompted it. I told it what I actually wanted. Told it to generate a UI. I told it what I'm working on. It gave it whatever I was working on, and told it to generate a professional UI for me, something that is visual appealing. And I gave it the themes. I told it I wanted blue and white. So this was a demo just for Cavendish University, for the Cavendish University portal, a school management system. Yeah, just a demo that we built to the team. So I gave it to it, and it generated this. Now this is just the UI, the front end, and you can use Google Stitch or Figma. Those are the recommended AI tools that I can advise you to use, because I've interacted with them, and yeah, they actually do legit stuff, legit work. So then it came up with this that you're seeing here. Now, when I got this, it will give you it will generate code for you. So after generating the dashboard you're seeing, the UI that I've just shown you previously, there are these three dots you see here. Now at this point, just that it's not showing here because I haven't yet generated anything. But most times, the three dots that I've tapped on here, when you've generated this UI and now you actually want to bring it to your desktop, you want to view it from a browser, what you do is you tap there, and there will be a drop down of export. So you can export it as a zip file, as a folder. Yeah, it's best you export it as a zip file. So when you export it as a zip file, this will automatically get saved to your local machine, to your computer, and you can run it on the browser. So after doing that now, after doing that, as you see, this is just the front end. It's not interactive in any way. So how did I build the back end? In a way that if I tap on record payments, it actually opens something for me and takes me to this to a specific part. If I tap on payments, it takes me to this. If I tap on billing, it takes me to this. So I built that. We built that using. Sorry. We built that using anti-gravity. Yeah, anti-gravity. Now this helps you build the back end, the engineering bit of the whole the whole what? The whole system. How the system actually works, you know. So after giving it the code to the front end, you now keep prompting it and tell it what you actually want it to build for you, and it will build it seamlessly and yeah, to your own comfort. Now, I'll show you how we could get to anti-gravity. Allow me leave this. Now this is anti-gravity desktop icon. So you open it. You open it now. This version here is the version 2.0. But I have the best version to use is the IDE. So I can open the IDE already. Yeah. Here. And between the version ID. tools have a free tier. In fact, all these AI tools have a free tier. So for anti-gravity, each email you use to log into with there is a specific amount of tokens, or a specific amount of token credit that is given to you. So once you've built and these tokens have been exhausted from this email, you can't proceed. It's either you get a premium account, which goes for about $20. That's for starters. Yeah, $20. But they have an offer where once you apply for a premium account, once you apply for a premium account and have a credit card, you can actually put in your credit card number and they give you access for 1 month. Then for the rest of the months you have to keep on subscribing. Okay, so let me show you quick on how to log into the system. Sorry, on how to get anti-gravity working. So you tap on login, it will open. So continue with Google. So I have different emails here, so I can maybe choose this, then sign in. So it will give you this, it will take you to this page showing that you have successfully authenticated. Now most times, if it's your first time actually having it on your PC or computer or whatever you're using at that point, they'll ask you to verify, maybe using an email, a code that they sent to you, to that specific email you've used. Yeah, so you just I'm sure most of you know how to do that. You've gotten different apps, and most apps to authenticate, to actually verify you to access their services, you're given a certain code that you use to verify. So after it has shown you this, you simply go back to it and click on next. So to show that your account is now fully active, it will show your profile here. So this is my profile for the email I've used. Now, based on the project you're going to use or the project you're going to build, most projects, in fact, all projects, all files of a project, because projects are built on code and all that, are stored in a folder. Yeah. So you come to open folder. I'll pick some of the projects I've built. Let me say I have accommodate me, then select the folder. So after that, here I can prompt it to do anything, to make any changes to this website, integrate different API keys, change color themes, change wordings, make any changes that I want, just with simple basic English prompts like Word, without writing any code. And that's the magic anti-gravity does, and it builds your real system.
I think we can't see a screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
This meeting is being transcribed. This meeting summarized is being transcribed. This meeting summarized is being transcribed.
sorry. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Can you view my screen?
No,
Yeah, I can hear you.
not yet.
Oh, just a minute. How about now?
We are seeing our names.
You're still seeing your names?
We can now see anti-gravity, IDE.
Okay. So as I was saying, this is our IDE, anti-gravity. So once you've opened the folder, it will reflect the folder name, accommodate me. Now this was the name of this project. So yeah, to reflect the folder name, accommodate me. Now from here, you can prompt it with the basic English, simple prompt, simple English, simple vocabulary, and it will make any change that you want. Now the beauty with this that it can also commit the changes. Now all those version controls we're doing earlier on can be done by this. Tell it to push, you tell it to pull, tell it to commit, to deploy, it will be done. But it doesn't mean that now all those can be done by someone who actually has knowledge about this. Because of course you're not going to tell it to push when you're not going to tell it to push when you actually mean when you actually when you're actually meaning that it should pull and to do what you're telling it. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. In a way that whatever you tell AI to do, you should have knowledge of what you're telling it to do. Because it does whatever you tell it. So if you're telling it to do something, and yet you're actually meaning something else, you'll of course get wrong feedback. You get? So knowing about AI, understanding AI doesn't necessarily mean you should relax back and stop learning. Yeah, AI can code for you, can build websites, can build systems, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't know the JavaScript, the Python, the React, the Tailwind, all those. You should have knowledge about them. Yeah. Okay. Then I think something I didn't actually share was how we can actually get this is how we can get anti-gravity installed on our on our on our on our what? On our machine. Now, this is very simple. Open your browser, Chrome, uh, Brave, or any other browser of your choice. Then just type in anti-gravity download. Now you go to the official website, which is this. Now, this is the version anti-gravity 2.0. Then we have the anti-gravity CLI. We have the anti-gravity IDE, anti-gravity SDK. Yeah, those are the versions that we have. Now, the recommended version to actually use and that is intuitive, user-friendly is the anti-gravity IDE because it works best and it's what I use. So I'm recommending what I use because I feel I made a lot of research on these tools and they're the best. They actually build yeah. Now, when you so this is the website. You go to anti-gravity IDE. Now, those who attended Aaron's session, the very first session we had on version control, he spoke about the ARM64 and the X64. So now all those depend on your computer, on the machine you're using. But most of these machines, the Dell, the HPs, the Lenovo's, are of the x64. That's why most times it's actually by default that the icon, the button is on the x64. Yeah. So from here, you can choose based on the operating system you're using. If it's Mac OS, you download from here. Windows, download from here. Those using Linux, you also download from here. So since I already have it, I'm not going to download it again. So when you click on download, it will automatically start downloading. So it will take you to where you have to read the agreement, sorry, the rules, you agree to them. The next steps actually self-procedural, like you can continue step by step. It's not really hard. Just click on the download. It will open. You get it and get the setup and set it up from there, and it will automatically. So you can choose whether you want a desktop icon or not. So basically, that's how we can get uh, anti-gravity. So now knowledge management. So that was code-based orchestration and agentic execution. Now the hand Figma or Gemini schemas to anti-gravity, the agent builds features, runs shell commands, installs dependencies, and runs live browser validation loops without self-healing. It's what I've just explained. Now we have the knowledge management and onboarding. Upload README, migration schemas, and API routing guides into Notebook LM for zero hallucination, RAG, brain. Then query for instance setup guides and generate interactive audio overviews of the stack. Now this is, I spoke about this earlier. Most times when you build a system, you have not built it for yourself. In most cases, as a technical lead in a company, your bosses task you to build these systems, and after building them, you have to show them your work. Of course, you have to show them your work, but to show them your work, you have to do it in an organized, in an organized way, a professional way. Now, that's why we can use the Notebook LM. Yeah, you can use the Notebook LM that can generate simple audio overviews, summarizes everything that you can present to them. It the beauty with this that it actually also it creates podcasts where you interact, where there are voices, audio outputs that are interacting with each other. It may be a female and a male interacting with each other, trying to explain whatever you have uploaded to it in the simplest way possible, so that the user can get to understand whatever he or she has uploaded. You understand? Yeah. Now going to the last slide is okay. Before you get to that, do you have any questions so far? Hello.
I think no questions. We are basically enjoying.
Oh, okay. Oh, so okay. Now this is the last slide. I know this is not a lecture where someone has to leave you with assignments or what, but I'm giving you a simple assignment based on those tools that I've used to come up with something. Now, you can do something of your choice, but my assignment was structured on student tracking feature. Now, build a modular feature branch for a system management, for school management system, you can demonstrate absolute understanding of every data loop, validation rule, and architecture design during the code review. Now, I'm not going to ask for the assignment, but this is just personal. This for your personal benefit. You can go back and practice on whatever you've had in this session. You know, yeah. Come up with something. Build something simple. Those who attended Ashley Cole's session in the morning, you saw what he built. He built something simple. So you can simply come up with that. You can create a portfolio for yourself or build something for Akili's Kesho. Who knows? It may be an idea that we would actually take up and help us build further. Yeah. But still, use Gemini and Raw.io to generate and render the data flow or ERDs, then map the component wireframe, build the UI mockup inside Figma or Google Stitch with full design token alignment, then deploy an autonomous agent. Use anti-gravity or Casa to write, test, and self-heal the code locally. Yeah. So I'm sure many of you have interacted with different tools. You know, as I spoke, I named some of them in the initial slides. I think that was like slide 2. Yeah. It's all about comfort, where you find which one you actually find intuitive, which one is user friendly to you. I might say anti-gravity when someone actually finds Casa more user friendly. Someone finds Claude more user friendly. We have Olama. There are very many, but I've just aligned this and centered this whole presentation on these very few, so that you don't get confused with the different, different tools. And I wouldn't also want to waste time demonstrating the same things on the on using different tools. Yeah. So basically, that's was it for today. It's really short. It was really short because something simple, right?
Yeah, thank you for that. Maybe my question is to do with a simple demonstration of just use anti-gravity to do something with it that you may call amazing from your side. However, to the interns, it would be mind blowing. So you could do something simple.
Okay. Okay. This is the Accommodate Me website. Yes, simple accommodate page. We have different pages and you can browse on. So I'm going to use anti-gravity to change something simple here to show you how it actually works. Now, Let me see. Okay, I can simply tell it. Let me assume I wanted to remove the background image in the home page, the apartment background image in the home page using anti-gravity. All right. As I said, simple English. Now, the only thing with anti-gravity is that you should be patient. It really takes its time to build something or to come up with whatever you've prompted it to do. Oh, this email expired. Let me try logging in with another email. Oh, then by the way, assuming maybe the tokens for this email have expired and you probably want to log in with another email, what you simply do is tap on this, follow this very procedure, sign out. So when you do so, you re-log in again. You can continue with Google. I'm going to use this. Wow, this is going to take some time. Let me use another email. Hello. Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I used up all the tokens of all my emails. I don't know if Ashley Cole is on the call. He could help me. He could help demonstrate. Uh, Probably he would be having tokens.
Yeah. Anyone with tokens? I should call you have tokens or anyone else? Okay. I think it's fine. We can plan this whole demonstration in the next one, next week. It will be interesting to see what's possible. you could, first of all, the session was really amazing and, eye-opening. We could look deeper into different tools and have demonstrations of each tool. We don't need to cover all. We can cover if you want to in every session, but at least the interns will understand what I can use for what and what is more powerful, which one is a bit weaker. How can I do this? How can I do that? It's more like how you can install VS Code and then you import Cloud within it, or you get anti-gravity and then you're able to access data within the VS Code. So those are amazing things to do. And as a developer or one preparing themselves for the future, you need to be steady and you need to have the knowledge. So thanks, Evans. We can plan those for the next week. This was an amazing session.
Okay. Thank you.
The guys on the call, anyone has something to say? Or something to add?
Ashley, Martha, you guys have anything to add?
Okay. Most of them are saying it was interesting. You're free to interject my speaking. Okay, interesting. Okay, Potiphar, I can see on the call. Yeah, he's big in finance. He loves steak, but at the same time, he needs to know that the job is going on. Have you been following through? I know it's a busy day. Okay.
Yes, Edison. I've been following, but I was getting distracted.
Yeah.
It's actually, I was intending to inquire, will you able to share the recording so that I can follow through it again? It's really been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, the recording will be shared. I'm uploading one by one in order.
Yeah.
And sharing
Yes.
them.
Yeah, I would love to give it more time when I have no distractions and I do it again.
Yeah. Imagine
It was
you'll
so
be able to
amazing.
develop your software website.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Thank you guys who have managed to be online with us. Martha has loved the session as well. I know the internet has been disturbing her today, but it will keep improving. I can see Amon, I can see Namik. Oh, Namik was here. I was trying to look for your name in the call. At a certain point, Connie is here. Someone called Jay, Joash. Long story. I'm just basically reading what's on your names. Martha, yeah, I do. Rebecca, Benson, so, yeah. So thank you, and let's meet tomorrow. So tomorrow is Tuesday. So tomorrow we're going to have a session with Joseph at 11 a.m. At the same time, there will be a session with me and the data science group at the hub. Those are the two sessions running at 11 around that time. In the afternoon, we don't have. There are lots of meetings that do happen. Also, allow me mention Alex Snyder, the one who trained a few days ago. She requested that each of you should give a feedback within Slack. So you need to go to Slack and you give her feedback about the session we had, how you felt about it and what you feel should come in the next session, because she was telling me that she would love to go deeper into what you need her to go deeper into. So you might be having a question, or you might be having an area within entrepreneurship or investment, or because if you speak about entrepreneurship, there is a lot of concepts like ideation, there is scaling, there is sustainability, there is funder acquisition or aid. So all these different concepts, she would love to go deeper because she's an investor. She's she's a mentor. she'll be able to guide well about what the funders think about. As you're coming up with your ideas and you love to get people to fund you, then I think she's in the right, you have an opportunity, because very soon we are going to close the Slack and you'll not be able to ask a question. You'll not even be able to reach and she gives you time. So better to use this time when her contract is still on with me and you answer. So I've been looking forward to seeing your feedback in the Slack about how you felt, what you're building, what you expect her to touch about. Then we hope to have another session. I told her it could be July 15th, but she's yet to give me feedback. So thank you. We meet tomorrow for the sessions happening. Bye bye.